Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Dear students, Assalamu alaikum. I, Hina Asgar from Physics Department, APS Fort Road, welcome you all in the first week of OSP session for grade 10, and I hope all of you will be fine. The topic of our today's discussion is motion of a simple pendulum, which is given on page number 4 and 5 of your textbook. In this topic, we will discuss how the bob of a simple pendulum vibrates to and fro about its mean position and how different forces act on it. We will also discuss the positions where the velocity and acceleration of the bob are maximum and minimum, and we will also include an application of simple pendulum in our lecture. But before proceeding further, let's have an insight into the objectives and learning outcomes of this very topic. So, the objectives are, by the end of this lecture, all of you will be able to describe simple harmonic motion with simple pendulum, and will also be able to draw the forces acting on the displaced pendulum along with different terms related to simple harmonic motion like time period, frequency, amplitude and wavelength of a wave. Now let's proceed to our lecture further. Firstly, it is important to recall your knowledge about simple harmonic motion, as a simple pendulum also exhibits simple harmonic motion. Now, simple harmonic motion occurs when the net force is directly proportional to the displacement from the mean position and is always directed towards the mean position. And we can also define it as it is a vibratory motion, or it is a to and fro motion of a particle about its mean position in equal intervals of time. Now we discuss the construction of a simple pendulum. It consists of a small bob of mass m suspended from a light string of length L fixed at its upper end, as shown in the diagram as well.
Suppose the bob of a simple
Here's a video depicting the motion of simple pendulum. By watching this video, all of you will easily grasp the concept that how a simple pendulum moves to and fro about its mean position. So let's watch the video.
Is called the oscillatory motion. One full to and fro motion of the pendulum is called an oscillation. The pendulum completes one oscillation when its bob, starting from its equilibrium position O, moves to one extreme position A, from there to the other extreme position B, and then back to O. Alternatively, an oscillation can also be measured as the movement of the bob of a pendulum from one extreme position A to the other extreme position B and back to A. Alternatively, an oscillation can also be measured as the movement of the bob of a pendulum from one extreme position A to the other extreme position B and back to A.
Now we come to the discussion about the forces acting on a displaced pendulum. For this, please look at the diagram. Here the length of pendulum is represented by the letter L. The tension in the string is represented by the letter T. The mean position of the bob is represented by O, whereas A and B are its extreme positions. The weight of the bob is acting vertically downward. Now you have studied about weight in class 8th. It is defined as the force with which Earth attracts every body towards its center. At extreme positions, we will resolve the weight into its rectangular components according to resolution of forces which you have studied in class 8th. The two components of weight are mg cos theta and mg sin theta. Firstly, we discuss the forces at mean position O. At O, the net force is 0 because the tension in the string and the weight W equals to mg are oppositely directed, so they will cancel the effect of each other. At extreme position A, there is no force acting along the string, as the tension in the string cancels the component of weight mg cos theta. Hence, there is no motion along this direction. Now we consider the effect of restoring force on the bob of simple pendulum. The other component of the weight, mg sine theta, acts as the restoring force and is directed towards the mean position O. The bob will come back to its mean position due to this restoring force. Now we will discuss the velocity of the bob when it moves from extreme position A to mean position O. At O, the velocity of the bob is maximum, and due to inertia, it doesn't stop at O. Rather, it continues to move towards the extreme position B. Here, the velocity of the bob starts to decrease due to restoring force and becomes zero as it reaches the point B. At B, the restoring force mg sine theta still acts towards the mean position O, and the bob will start moving towards O. In this way, the bob of simple pendulum exhibits to and fro motion about the mean position O, which is simple harmonic motion. Now here a question arises in our mind that why the bob doesn't stop at the mean position. So answer to this question is that the bob doesn't stop at the mean position due to inertia, and also the velocity of the bob is maximum at its mean position or equilibrium position. The discussion of acceleration produced in the bob of simple pendulum is also very important over here, as we know that in case of a simple harmonic motion, the acceleration is directly proportional to the displacement from the mean position. So acceleration is zero at the mean position O and its maximum at the extreme positions A and B. Dear students, now we consider an important term related to the motion of simple pendulum. This is its time period and is defined as the time required to complete one vibration of a simple pendulum is called its time period. And one vibration of a simple pendulum has been shown diagrammatically, and in this diagram arrowheads are showing one vibration. And the time period is also calculated from the following relation: t equals to 2 pi under the root L by G. This relation shows that time period depends on two factors. First is the length L of the string, and second factor is G, that is acceleration due to gravity. Now this relation also shows that the time period has a direct relation with under root of length, whereas it has an inverse relation with the value of G. Now what is direct and inverse relation? Direct relation is that if on increasing the magnitude of one physical quantity, the other quantity also increases, then it is called direct relation, and if on increasing one quantity, the other quantity decreases, then it is called inverse relation. Now here a question arises in our mind that what are the factors on which time period of a simple pendulum depends? So there are two factors. The time period of a simple pendulum depends on two factors. First one is the length and second one is the value of G. Dear students, let's recall some important features of simple harmonic motion, which are: a body executing simple harmonic motion always vibrates about a fixed position. Its acceleration is always directed towards the mean position O. The magnitude of acceleration is always directly proportional to its displacement from the mean position. Its velocity is maximum at the mean position O and minimum at the extreme positions A and B. Its acceleration is minimum at the mean position O and maximum at the extreme positions A and B. Here are some important terms related to simple harmonic motion. The first term is vibration, which is defined as one complete round trip of a vibrating body about its mean position is called one vibration. The second term is time period, which is defined as the time required to complete one vibration is called the time period. The third term is frequency, which is defined as the number of vibrations or cycles of a vibrating body in 1 second is called its frequency. And the fourth term is amplitude, which is defined as the maximum displacement of a vibrating body on either side from its mean position is called its amplitude. Pendulum clock, which is an important application of simple harmonic motion, has been included here for your information. A pendulum clock is a clock that uses a pendulum, a swinging weight, as its time-keeping element. The advantage of a pendulum for time-keeping is that it is a harmonic oscillator. It swings back and forth in a precise time interval dependent on its length and resists swinging at other rates. Seconds pendulum, which is an important type of simple pendulum, has also been included here for your information. Our second pendulum is a pendulum whose time period is precisely 2 seconds. 1 second for a swing in one direction and 1 second for the return swing. Dear students, in the end, I would like to share the success criteria for this topic. Please try to remember the definition of simple harmonic motion and construction of simple pendulum and the forces acting on a displaced pendulum, velocity and acceleration of the bob at mean and extreme positions, and relation for time period. That's all about our today's lecture. I hope all of you got it well. I wish you all the best. Stay safe and healthy. Allah Hafiz.